Welcome to our trig identities unit. We're going to be taking a look at some concepts at the beginning that are very similar to what we did a couple of months ago with verifying and simplifying using trig identities. However, we are going to be looking at more identities than we did before. So for concept one, we're going to be simplifying again. So those are the examples where we don't have the answer. So going over our trig identities, the identities that we have shown right here, these are the ones that we were using before. So our standard reciprocals, sine with cosecant, cosecant with sine, cosine with secant, secant with cosecant, so on and so forth. Our quotient identities, and our different Pythagorean identities. So these are all the identities that we were using before, and these are the identities that we're going to be continuing to use. We do have a couple of new identities, which are cofunction and odd-even. So the cofunction identities are, if you have a sign that is equal to pi over 2 minus x, that is equal to cosine. Also, all of the pi over 2's can be replaced for your 90 degrees. So any of the times when you see a pi over 2, it can be replaced for a 90 and for 90 degree and forward and backwards. So these allow us to take examples of one trig function and replace them for another trig function. The odd-even identities are if we have sine at a negative angle that's equal to negative sine at that positive angle. The same rule applies for cosecant. If you have a negative angle inside of a cosecant, that's equal to negative cosecant at the positive of that angle. Same thing, the tangents follow the same ideas. So these two both follow the same logic. It's kind of based off of the unit circle. It's similarly also with how your inverses work from the last unit, where sine and tangent follow the same kind of rules, which is, again, if you have a negative on your angle on the inside, you can pull the negative out and just make the function itself negative. Cosine and secant, the negatives just drop out. This again kind of applies from the unit circle, because if you look at a unit circle, cosine is the values of cosine on a unit circle are all the same, whether it's a positive angle or a negative angle. So if you look at cosine of 30 degrees, the same thing as cosine at negative 30 degrees, because that's on the right-hand side, and that's quadrant 1 and 4. Quadrant 1 and 4 are both positive. Okay. All right. So those are the last of our new identities.